doing a black touch-up on a Coach bag and a Fossil bag, black leather. Full run time is 1 hour 15 minutes, sped up 5.5 times to cut down the video time. You will need cream, leather, conditioner, and nourishment ointment, leather acrylic paint, a heated blow dryer, an oval foundation makeup sponge, a yellow polishing cloth, some gloves, a container to mix your products in, a makeup square, and something to guard the area you're working on. You're going to add your cream base, ratio of 2:1 with your black leather or dye, whatever color. Make sure that you get anything off of your hands before handling the bag or you'll stain everything permanently. So again, cream mixed with in a 2:1 ratio with your black dye. You want it to be kind of a light color. If it's too dark, it means you have too much color and not enough cream. You're then going to use your oval foundation brush to gently and in circular motions, in this particular example, on your bag. It's going to make it look a little less shiny than it normally would, kind of a matte finish. This is fine. In the very ending step, you will polish it to a shine again. I try to show you throughout different stages, though with the lighting it's hard to see. This particular Coach bag had a gum glob on it, which I removed, and it had a bunch of scuffs. So my goal is to gently touch up the metallic black with this touch-up method. I'm trying out a new product, which is colonel cream. It's actually kind of hard to find. You can find it on Amazon that I've found, or if you're out of the States, it seems to be a lot easier to find in the European states and some of the more Asian locations. However, I'm trying this one out with the technique I learned in my Hyper Spa handbag studio course, which involves doing what you see combined with a blow dry and then a buff to shine. In this video, I actually cover 2 different bags. This is a Coach bag, followed by a black Fossil bag, which has a slightly different texture, not wax embossed exterior. So hopefully this helps. Again, this is sped up 5.5 times. It took me about an hour. Mind you, I'm also trying to do it carefully to show you guys, which takes a little longer. But hopefully this helps. Please try it on a not expensive, non-sentimental value bag first, in case you ruin things. This is me practicing. I am certified in restoration of handbags, however, I'm still learning, which we all are, regardless of what stage of life you're in my opinion. So here we are finishing and going into blow drying. You want to make sure everything is very dry, but you don't want to obviously cook the leather, but you need the paint and the cream dry to buff it to a shine. You'll notice how it goes from that kind of a matte look to a high shine at the end. Then you're going to set it aside and let it dry. I've already done the rest of this bag. We're just doing one side on a second color touch-up because I wasn't content with the darkness of the back side compared to the front side. Next step is to take your yellow or gray, whatever color, polishing cloth, folded rather thickly, and with 3 fingers pressed tightly on the back of it, you're going to buff back and forth to get the shine and excess polish and cream off. You'll see it kind of goes from that matte color to a much deeper shine once you've gotten enough of the shine going. Once you're done with this and you're satisfied, you can set it aside to dry, and we will continue onward with our next bag, except this time instead of an oval foundation brush, we're going to then switch over to using a technique of stippling with a makeup wedge sponge, which again you're going to lift up and down and in a small area go back and forth and get all the nooks and crannies and make sure that, just like with this one, it's to the thickness that's suitable. You're not really caking on dye, you're just coating with this touch-up. That's why you've diluted it with the color cream, excuse me, the conditioning cream. So again, the next bag is a Fossil bag. It is a less, in my opinion, a lesser quality bag. The exterior is kind of gunky, it's really beat up. I've done half the bag with 2 different techniques and 2 different products, but we're now going to use the colonel and the stippling motion. So again, use your makeup sponge, don't cake it on there, you want to make sure it's just coating it, and you're going to go back and forth in a rapid stippling motion, which is also like sponging for face paint, or if you are painting a wall, etc. And you're going to do this back and forth until you've coated everything, but do not touch any stitching that you don't want colored the color you're doing. So in my case, I don't want to ruin the white. It'll make it look unauthentic. So you're going to use a Q-tip for those small areas and very, very carefully go in between everything. And then once you've blow dried, you're going to again go with the direction of the thread and the leather near it, to buff it to the shine. As you can see, you really don't need much of your dye on the Q-tip. You want just a small amount and roll it so it's flat. If you push too hard when you do this, it'll spread out the cotton and you'll touch the threads you're trying to avoid. You then want to blow dry just like you did with the other bag I showed you, until the area you're working on is completely dry. It should look nice and matte, not very shiny. And then you're going to take your clean side of your folded polishing cloth and go after it with a back and forth, with pressure underneath with your 3 fingers. It helps to put your hand in the bag to give yourself a surface to shine against. And again, we're going to do this for the entire back side of this bag. At one point, I do believe I accidentally blew dry the wrong side of the bag, but I decided since I'd done it, I wanted to go back through and do one more final polish on the entire bag. In this case, you also make sure you get the sides and inside the pleating, and then test it with your hands to make sure it's kind of the smoothness you like. Once you're done with that, again, you can just go back through, touch up anything that's needed, rebuff if needed, and hang it up to dry for a few days, and you're good to go. The remainder of the video will show you the same process we just went over, but in fast motion of the rest of the bag, including the bottom we're working on here, the sides and the bottom will then again blow dry to complete dryness, shine and buff. I show some examples of what it looks like throughout, so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like as you're going along. If you want, you can fast forward to the very end and get a peek at least of what our final product looks like, and the credits. Otherwise, I hope this is helpful, and I hope you enjoy the last 4 minutes of the video. Be sure to subscribe and give a like, and check out the Purse Cult on Facebook. It's where I admin, and a lot of this goes there in text and detailed pictures, etc. form. We welcome all new members, and be sure to check out Hyper Spa Studio handbag restoration class. It's absolutely phenomenal, and get your professional certification and learn how to do all this from an expert. Thank you for viewing, and I hope you have a great day.